Stephen D'Souza is in Washington this week, taking a look at the results from yesterday. Not really a super Tuesday, I guess, but 3 states that we want to talk about, and it was one of them providing another big win for Trump. Let's talk about that, Steve, but also the increasing moves to block his nomination.
That's right. This story is really becoming about Trump continuing to win, but also the efforts by the Republican establishment to derail him. And so last night, Trump won big in Arizona, taking the 58 delegates there. And if you look at the overall count, Trump has about just about half of all of the delegates that the Republicans have given out so far. But it doesn't mean necessarily that he is going to be the nominee. That's because Ted Cruz is still nipping at his heels. Cruz winning Utah last night and winning today a big endorsement, perhaps a relative term, from Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush coming out today saying that he thinks that Ted Cruz is the right person to be president, calling him a consistent, principled conservative who appeals to voters and, most importantly, has shown that he has the ability to beat Donald Trump. And so Ted Cruz today was doing the rounds on the morning shows, a victory lap of sorts, and talked about what last night's results mean going forward. Here's what Ted Cruz had to say.
For Utah is now the 10th state where we've beaten Donald Trump. And what we're seeing is really Republicans uniting behind our campaign as the only campaign that has beaten Donald Trump over and over again and that can beat Donald Trump. And so it's very encouraging to see nearly 70% of the vote in Utah is a powerful affirmation of what's happening.
There's Ted Cruz on CNN this morning. Now, it's interesting, a lot of questions about just how much of a bump he'll get from Jeb Bush's endorsement. Well, what it does show, though, Heather, is how much the Republican establishment wants to stop Donald Trump, because Ted Cruz himself is an outsider, no friend of the establishment, not very popular, but the fact that they want to support him in the guise of Jeb Bush shows you just how much they don't like Donald Trump right now.
And the vulgarity, as Jeb Bush, I think, described it this morning. On the Democratic side of things, Steve, it is Hillary Clinton who continues to build her lead. Arizona, a big win as well.
That's right. She took Arizona. A couple of states go to Bernie Sanders, but because of the way Democrats hand out delegates in these states, it's proportional. So that means that Bernie Sanders never really gets a chance to have a winner-take-all state and really make that leap forward to try to close the gap. So right now it does look like Hillary Clinton has a pretty clear path to the nomination based on the delegate math. And so you hear that in her speeches now, where she talks about not necessarily Bernie Sanders and what he's presenting, but she's focusing her attacks on Donald Trump. And with the attacks in Brussels, foreign policy is a big topic right now. Donald Trump talking about torture, so Hillary Clinton was going after him on that. And look for her to really establish her position on foreign policy later today, where she has a big speech on counterterrorism at Stanford University in California. So that's a big speech on the Democratic side as Hillary Clinton looks to stake her ground, really set herself apart from the Obama legacy, and perhaps take some further shots at Donald Trump, who seems to be attacked on all sides.